In GASA, by tradition, we always start by hearing from the victims first. So today, I'm very keen to introduce our next two speakers who've both have experienced the fraud in their lives. So first, I would like to invite Kole Gjikolaj from the Childnet Youth Advisory Board, who represents the young people who are facing fraud, and our very own Jorij, who's also been affected by fraud in his life, not just by fighting it, but also by the threat itself.
Thank you very much, everyone, and thanks for having me here at the Global Anti-Scam Summit. My name is Kole Gjikolaj. I'm 18 years old, and I grew up in Torbay. I still live there, so a busy evening ahead for me, getting home, but a busy day in Westminster as well, and it was a pleasure to follow the Minister today. I stand here as a member of the Childnet International Youth Advisory Board, and I want to thank the event organisers for welcoming young people like myself to be on stage to represent my story and talk to you a little bit about a youth perspective on this issue. Now, I remember a time when I was first given pocket money by my mum. Might have been 50p here, 20p there, £2 if I was very lucky. I saved it all in a jar until I was old enough to open a bank account and deposit it there. There was one rule with that money. It was mine. I could do whatever I wanted with it. Now, naturally, as a young person, my mind was racing all over the place. Did I want a new chocolate bar from Asda? No. Did I want a new scooter, potentially, to save up a little bit more? Potentially, but saving was boring. So I wanted some in-game currency for my Xbox. And I tell you this, conference, because there are thousands of young people like me who are online right now, potentially buying in-game currency. And research from Childnet shows that 9% of 8 to 17-year-olds have lost money to an online scam. Just under 1 in 10 will have used their money, potentially, on online currency, only to have lost it all to a scam, leaving them with no chocolate, no scooter, and no online fun. And yet, young people are human. There is this misconception that we are lazy, or that we are silly, or that we don't know what we're doing. That is nonsense. A world of opportunities lies at our fingertips. But unfortunately, a world of scams does as well. So how are young people targeted? There's been a rise in a lifestyle of breaking free to live a life of financial and monetary luxury as a result of a cost of living crisis in this country, which has led to the impersonation of celebrities' accounts. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you how I got famous, okay? You just have to buy this course online. Okay, yeah, sure. Or how about, your friend might be impersonated and offer a scam there. Now, I attended an event for Safer Internet Day at the BT Tower with Childnet, and industry experts collectively agreed that impersonation is quickly becoming the biggest and the most serious scam for young people. And spoiler alert, as was said in my introduction, I'm a victim to impersonation scam, but more on that later. We're also seeing an increase in relationship and romance scams. The internet's a great place. Make new friends, play games with new people. But young people often feel too comfortable sharing information about their age, their location, their family, all online. And in some extreme cases, online financial sextortion and blackmail may occur, jeopardizing a young person's mental health and risking safety and security. Usefully, the UK Safer Internet Centre have developed tools against this, but we must do more. Additionally, attention spans of young people are falling. So often I go into my class back in Torbay and I see after 20 minutes some person sat next to me has fallen asleep, some person next to me is talking, other person's stretched out the back of their chair going to fall off, and in most cases that is not because the teacher is boring, okay, that is because of the way in which they've been conditioned. Games like Rocket League, for example. Anyone played Rocket League? Oh, that's good. Okay. Some. Great. Right. Short 5-10-minute games, right? Imagine this, for those of you who haven't played, okay? You're playing a game, 5 minutes. You're having the most fun you've ever had online. You don't want to be put in another new game with some random people who don't know what they're doing next time. So you use the live chat option. Oh, add me as a friend. We can play again next time. So you do, innocent enough, add them as a friend. And you develop the relationship with that person. You play some games, you might text more, you might exchange other social media details, and that acts as a gateway for scams. Doesn't that just sound like a story we've heard before? With scams becoming increasingly prevalent for young people, 46% are scammed online. So what on earth can we do about it? Well, lots of apps need to make their reporting system much clearer. What's the progress of my report? Is my report likely to go beyond your app? What was the outcome of my report? Why isn't my case on your report options? If I click Other, you're not going to get back to me in however many months. I might find this urgent. Or I was scammed, my account's been taken down. Why is your appeals process so confusing, and why is there no email or telephone number for victim support or customer support? We must make sure that youth voice is imperative to these conversations. I go around the country speaking about the importance of young people in conversations, and we are the ones having to adapt to an ever-digital world. So, to conclude, conference, scams are everyone's responsibility. It's the individual's responsibility to always ask the question, is it too good to be true? It is a parent or carer's responsibility to have conversations with, and if necessary, mediate and control the use of social media and games for young people. It is the government's responsibility to pass legislation and work with young people to protect them online. And it is our responsibility as companies and charities to provide useful tools to businesses, to provide useful tools to young people, and provide information. So, despite the fact that 79% of 8 to 17-year-olds come across scams online at least once a month, according to Childnet research, this summit here epitomizes the fact that the declinists are wrong and the optimists are right, because my future and thousands like it are being discussed today. We know what it takes to win for young people. So let us get out there and do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kole. I want to share a different story. As Mike was already saying, I started my career in scams, anti-scams with ScamAdviser. ScamAdviser is an online algorithm to real-time check if a website is legit or a scam. And we nearly got scammed a month ago. A month ago, this happened to me. I was approached at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Friday by Jacob. Jacob sent me a message via WhatsApp saying hello. And we are being approached quite often by bug bounty hunters, white hat hackers, telling us we have a security problem with GASA or with ScamAdviser. Many of those are not real, but sometimes there is a point and we need to improve. So I always answer these kind of calls and requests. And he started with, I'm Jacob, and I said, okay, how can I help you? And he said, well, I sent an email to report@scamadviser.com, and you have a security issue, a data breach. And what immediately got my attention is that he also sent us a text file in WhatsApp. And in that text file were a lot of login names and passwords that got my attention. So I asked for and he said, I don't mean any harm, I just want to communicate. So I asked for, okay, which email address did you use to report it to us? And he shared his email address. So I immediately went to our general email box and I checked the email. And then things became very, very clear very quickly. Because he said, please pay me $10,000 US in crypto, and we will fix the problem. Okay, that's interesting. So the first thing I did was I checked the text message again he included. And yes, it did include a lot of passwords. Some of them have nothing to do with us, but there were login names and passwords which actually worked. I tested a few as a user, and it worked on ScamAdviser. So he did have my attention. So I immediately called my IT team, and we decided to stall. So I sent back a message. I'm not very technical, which is true. And I need to check with my IT team. And Jacob made very clear that, well, talking to your IT team is just wasting your time. You need to talk to me. And he started pushing. And I'm not sharing all the messages he sent to me, but he continuously bombarded me with, are you there? And then he posted a Twitter message saying that ScamAdviser had been breached and there was a huge security issue. Interestingly enough, and I still don't know why, but after a few hours he removed that message himself. But he kept sending me messages, are you there, hello, etc. In the meantime, I took the time with my IT team to analyze the file he had sent us. And it was a weird file. There was a lot of data in there which was had nothing to do with ScamAdviser. But as I said, some logins and passwords did work, so we were really concerned. And we decided to get more information from him. So we started the conversation again. I sent him a message, hi. He quickly replied with hello. And I asked, okay, did you find this text file on Twitter or somewhere else? And he said, no, I've taken it myself. And actually, we noticed that we had a DDoS attack from the moment he started the conversation with us. So it gave us the impression that he was using a DDoS attack to extract data from ScamAdviser. We also asked, okay, do you have more? And there it became interesting. No, you have deleted the website. We actually had taken it down as a precaution and giving us more time to investigate. And that was actually very good news. That it seemed that he didn't have more. And then, of course, we asked, okay, but how did you retrieve the data? And there he was very clear. I'm sorry, my goal is not to hurt. Well, you were hurting us. But I cannot help you for free. But I asked, okay, but why are you continuing the DDoS attacks? And he told us, well, I can end everything, but you have to pay. And we asked for more data, and he said, well, I can't pull any more data from your website, it's offline. And we asked, how did he operate? And again, he needed money before he could help us further. And then, of course, it became late. It was clear that he had his day job, and he wanted to go to bed, and he became a little bit more threatening. And he said, if you don't act, I'm going to continue the DDoS attacks. And he did. Actually, for 5 days, we were under continuous DDoS attack. And according to the expert, this is not a small DDoS attack. But it did make sense because the website actually was now a one-page, sorry, we're offline, we will be back shortly page. So it didn't really hurt us at that time. We used with the IT team a methodology called CARE. Which is basically contain, assess, report, evaluate. So on Friday, as you know, Jacob contacted me for the first time, and we decided to take down the website to give us time to investigate. We also informed our B2B clients who are having a white label version of ScamAdviser, like GetSafe Online in the UK running for us, because we took them down as well, just as a precaution. On Saturday, we made a tough call. We weren't 100% sure what happened. And we decided to inform all our 1.2 million ScamAdviser users. And that was a big choice because you don't know what you're getting into. We also informed the police and the Dutch authority, the privacy authority. On Sunday, an external company started joining us, helping us determine what happened. Did we really have a data breach? And that company also started scanning the dark web. what's out there about ScamAdviser. And on Wednesday, the final word came. We weren't breached. The hacker used a botnet to grab a lot of information from computers where people, their own private computers, monitoring the login names and passwords they were using not only for ScamAdviser, but for all their websites. And they used that data to give us the impression that we would have been hacked. So we slowly went live again. We extended the services, we hardened the system, and tried to make sure that if we were really full live again and the DDoS attacks would continue to happen, that the scammer wasn't able to get any personal information. Lessons learned. I think we did some things right. We had a clear policy. We never had any internal discussions about paying the scammer. That really helped focus on what happened and how can we solve it, how can we contain it. The tough choice was indeed informing 1.2 million users. And there, my experience, my sad experience is that it seems that consumers have been getting used to data breaches. We sent out 1.2 million emails. We got about 50 emails saying, oh, they wanted more information or they wanted their personal information removed, which we of course did. And we worked very well as a team. We weren't focused on who has the blame, what was the mistake. No, we focused on the solution, on trying to protect consumers from scams. The incident hurt us. It hurt us way more than the money the scammer was demanding. But I stand by the decision we made then, and I will so in the future. What could we have done better? More pen tests, more hardening. Like everybody else, our IT backlog is huge, and security was not always our highest priority. So that's something I really learned. We tried to determine the identity of the scammer. We continued the conversation with him. We also sent him a link trying to get into, okay, where is he actually based? He discovered, and we were not able to catch him or get any more information about him. Later, I learned that the scammer actually has been known to the FBI since 2023. And that's actually the message I want to give across. I really hope that in the next 2 days, we work together on sharing best practices, defining better solutions. But I would like to challenge you to really think of how can we get to the scammers? How can we make sure that they know that this scamming people is not something you can do without punishment? And with that, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I wish you a very, very good day. Thank you very much.